Okay.
Hi, Sissy Sullivan here.
Tracy Turner. Alexandria Wildasin.
Hi, we're here for our Live or Later open house at 3578
Wagener Road.
Yes, which we know we call 302 often here in Aiken. This is a really special property, and it has such a great feel. Right now, we're certainly situated in front of the house, but there's a lot more to this property than just the home. The house sits on 30 acres. You have about 2 acres that is in open pasture grassland. You do have a nice shed over there for storage that someone could convert to, goodness, hay shed or run-in for horses. And then there's a nice tool shed over there to your left. Which, Alexandria, you had a good idea for that?
Yeah, it looks over this beautiful grassy area, and it has just enough separation from the house that it could make a really adorable little guest cottage, an extra space if you have family in town, especially in the time of social distancing. Little utility over there. And if you put a kitchenette, it would be wonderful if you wanted to entertain. You've got this nice open space, and you have easy access there to go back and forth and use a little utility kitchen.
Should we ask Alexandria just to introduce herself and let us know a little bit?
Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. So I'm an interior designer based between Hilton Head and Aiken. I live in Aiken, been here about 4 years. Active in the equestrian community, that's how I got here. But I have a specific love for old homes. That's my favorite projects. I've got a bunch of projects going right now, a couple of horse farms here in Aiken, some down in Hilton Head. But I love working with new owners, especially when they buy older houses, helping them renovate them, make them their own, and also just helping them feel comfortable kind of taking the reins, especially on houses that have a lot of personality like this one.
Thank you. And as we walk through the house today, Alexandria is going to give everyone some pointers on some things that we can do for each room. And really how to make the most of what's here.
Yeah, you've got a lot of space. I mean, a surprising amount of space in this wonderful cottage, and the layout is great. So just kind of giving people ideas how to live in kind of every little bit of it.
And talking about space and talking about the details, we've got 2,742 square feet of living space in the main house. Plus we have all of these outbuildings. So a lot to work with. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and with the 30 acres, it's offered for $445,000, and it's really well worth it. And it has great potential to be so much more. So let's take a walk around. Of course, if you lived here, the most natural way to enter the home would probably be through the side door, which opens up into the kitchen. But before we do that, let's take a peek over here. You've got a nice carport to the right, and then beyond the carport you have what they call the pool house. So it's a fun little area to entertain, and there are lovely camellias and azaleas that surround the house and the pool house as well.
It's a great area that you could easily convert if you wanted to have this be somewhere that you have friends over to entertain. Absolutely. But it's got a nice layout here, and you have the possibility to put some tables out here. If you wanted to do outdoor furniture, you could make this truly an outdoor living space. You could even add a trellis overhead if you wanted. Some climbing roses would make this a really magical little area to enjoy. Really all year round. It's January and it's beautiful out here.
I know, it's so charming, and it could be a great changing room, in addition to just a really easy place to have a little fridge and refreshment. I think they've had many parties out here and enjoyed themselves. There is a in-ground pool, which has some great potential to be refurbished with the next owner. But I know they definitely enjoyed themselves here. Absolutely. And you really are just looking into this woodland with these camellias and azaleas, and just a magical place, I'm sure, when it's all in bloom in the spring. I actually love these brick walkways too.
Me too. So I was saying, it has good moss.
Yeah, good moss, and just the good what do you call the pattern? I know it has a pattern name.
Basket
Alexandria,
weave?
help me.
Just the
Is that basket weave?
basket weave.
Exactly.
You also have a nice carport here to your right, which is actually, you've got a nice covered area leading into the kitchen. But beyond the carport, you do have those two doors there, which access great storage. They're good for extra refrigerator, freezer, or just more workshop tools.
I love this little breezeway, this covered area between the parking and the home, because we really just get this kind of aha moment looking through your garden into the woodlands. And then of course we have this gorgeous camellia here, and you know, you can be welcomed home by the clucking of the chickens and collect your fresh eggs for breakfast tomorrow morning. So I'm going to show you all the kitchen, which is the first space we're entering. And you know, one of the things that we love about this house is that the spaces that are here are really workable. This house there's not knocking down the walls.
Right, it's already pretty open.
Yeah, so there's a lot of counter space in the kitchen and a lot of storage that's here behind the breakfast area. But there's still some great ideas that we have to work within this existing space.
Definitely. I would love to see over here a window seat made so that you could snug your dining table over here to still have the eat-in kitchen. I think that's such a sweet aspect of this, and you certainly have the floor space for it. It's very functional as is, but if you wanted to, you could easily put in an island here, a large food prep station, move the washer down under that to give you a little bit more usable counter space all around. And I mean, really, I just can't get over how much counter space is in here.
I know.
And I mean, definitely plenty of room if you wanted to add more enclosed shelving, keep things tidy, but it's a really great space with lots of potential, and I just love the ceilings.
I know, with the beams. It really has great space, and the windows have
Wonderful
some
lighting.
character, and there's really nice light throughout the house. And one of the things that I love is that right here we have this wonderful utility room, and we were actually talking about making a pantry closet out in part of the utility room, which is behind this wall, so you could open it up directly into your kitchen.
Absolutely.
But the thing that gets us so excited are these old built-ins. This house was built in 1966, but it actually kind of has a
Feels
1930s, 40s feel. And the cabinets and the bookshelves and cases you're going to see throughout the house, I think, really give it a feel. But what can we do to make this space better? What do you think?
So I would love to add mirror all the way down this back wall here, and that would just bounce some of the natural light in, really open it up. And I love these old built-ins. All it needs is a fresh coat of paint and you're good to go. But we had talked about if you were to add that pantry closet in, you could easily move the washer dryer over, and it would just give you a little bit more space, a little more separation between the two.
And then you can kind of hide these more utilitarian functions of the water heater and HVAC kind of into the back side of a closet and not quite as exposed. I mean, it's a really good space as it is.
It's big. I mean, it's once again, that's this whole house. All of these rooms have such a great scale to them,
Yes.
which is sort of unusual. I feel like in this time period, we get, I mean, smaller rooms, but this
I know. I mean, all of them just are good elbow room.
Definitely.
So next to this space, I think, is the owner's suite, and Tracy and Alexandria are going to take a look at that.
So I love the way that the owner's suite is situated off the hall to give a little bit of privacy there. And you've got great hardwood floors, and it's such a nice, gracious, square room, lots of great light. And my goodness, there's a lot of storage here.
There's a lot of storage here. I mean, the closets on both sides are wonderful, and then you have another closet in the bathroom itself. And you do just have a lot of room here that you really can make your own little living area. So you have a private area. I would turn these chairs, maybe get a cool little trunk or coffee table between them. You can enjoy your fireplace.
Absolutely.
But it's a great space, great size, and all the built-ins are wonderful as well.
And how do you like the ensuite bathroom?
I love this bathroom because it is just so indicative of the times.
But good space as well.
Good space.
Yeah.
This is, I feel like, one of the biggest opportunities in the house for the new owner to really make this house their own. The footprint of this bathroom is wonderful, so workable. You've got lots of opportunity here to redo this and make it a true master bathroom just because of the footprint, which you don't always see. You also have a really good sized closet here. So this gives you the possibility for additional storage from the master or for your linens, all of that. But I love this bathroom just in the potential that it has, really in the footprint and the natural light that we get from the windows. So we'll follow Tracy this way. Come see the rest of the house.
Well, I am excited to talk to you about the dining room. So the dining room, of course, is right off the kitchen. And again, you guys know how we get excited about cabinetry. And there's already, we'll give it a hug, this great built-in cabinetry. And we were talking earlier about some things you can do to actually make it better and kind of take your eye up. We were talking about maybe kind of making this look like it's built into the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Even just by, without having to really add anything, by just giving this a fresh coat of paint and continuing this paint color here up to the ceiling, it just gives you this expansive sort of view and it draws the eye up. And the wonderful thing about these built-ins, I mean, I just love how clean they are.
Mm-hmm.
And what's so fun, you can either paint the backs or I would love to wallpaper them. I think that would be such a fun feature in here. And you've got these gorgeous windows and wonderful light that's just begging for some really gorgeous pattern drapery in here. So, and it's a good sized dining room too.
It is. It's a really nice size. They have dining for 8, and you know, I think you could probably either raise the ceiling in here, maybe, or with a tray, or I loved your idea of just embracing the cottage farmhouse feel and maybe putting some beadboard on the ceiling.
Absolutely. Running that beadboard, it just gives you this really cozy, that farmhouse cottage feel, which is really what this house is all about.
Yeah. Thank you. Great ideas.
This house has such great transition areas as well. You know, you've got this space here that kind of transitions into your front living area. And I think you had a great idea that you shared with us earlier.
So I would love to see this sort of current dead space be turned into a wet bar. You do back up to that utility that we were just in that is plumbed for water. So if you wanted, you could add a really cool built-in wet bar here so that if you're hosting parties, if you're having, you know, just a friend over, it just gives you such a nice in-between space that can really service all the areas of the house. This is really the heart of the house here. So you're moving into the dining and then also moving into the living room here, which this living room.
Well, you've got a great, you know, wood-burning fireplace here, a nice cabinetry to the right, and then you've got the wonderful windows in the front.
Absolutely,
front
and
entry.
trim. I love this trim work on the fireplace. Just beautiful, beautiful, and I think it would be wonderful to really focus on the fireplace. So I'd love to see this living room reoriented a little bit. So bringing a sofa over here, you can curl up with a book, with the fire, a nice table behind to sort of give you a little bit of separation from this area and make the living room feel really enclosed, really cozy, and to give you a little more of an entry because you get such beautiful light coming in from the front door. If these were moved back, you would just have this open area. And you'll see we've got a doorway here, which we're talking about. If you moved the doorway, this would become sort of your entry vestibule.
So I am in probably the easiest part of the house to get your head around, and but it's the guest bedroom wing, and it has this really nice spacious vestibule between the 2 guest bedrooms. And it has a really nice bath. It has really classic tile. I love the hexagonal tile. I love that there's plenty of, you know, room here between the sink and the tub wall. There's linen storage as well. There are actually 2 storage spaces. So a really nice classic bath between these really nice sized guest bedrooms. And I think really maybe the opportunity here is to further define the vestibule, or maybe even reposition the entry.
So kind of what we pointed out here, as you can see, you've got a straight shot to the door, but if this were closed, that becomes really your entry vestibule. If we moved the door over to this side, then you've got all this space here that you could put a desk, you could put a really comfortable chair. Make this sort of the area that your guests or the people that live here full time, that they come to unwind. This sort of becomes their private living room.
I love that idea. And the bedrooms are really nice sized and have really great light. And one of the things that I just am, always reminded of, I mean, Wagener Road in 302, I think if you only drove by this home, you would just think, I'm just hearing Wagener Road in 302 all the time.
Right.
You are in this house, and
quiet.
it is so nice and quiet. It really is amazing. And there's the front bedroom is really charming as well, and it's got 2 sets of windows. Both of them have 2 sets of windows, so you have lots of natural light, but they have good blackout shades, and again, nice chunky molding within which to work. And I love these kind of classic 2-panel doors. Yes, they're just so charming.
So sweet. And these bedrooms, I mean, size-wise, they have great closets. They have a lot of storage, which frees you up really in here. All you would need really is a chest of drawers. You could put a comfortable chair with a little lamp in the corner, and this is just all ready to just become a very cozy, sweet bedroom.
And the hardwood floors give you just such a good foundation on which to work. I mean, I really feel like this is really, you could just move right in.
Absolutely.
So, do you want to go into the other bedroom?
You just see.
I love the punch of color of that green headboard.
I do too. I do too. I mean, it's just such a sweet space, and once again, just like the other bedroom, it's really ready. There's not much on the renovation side you would need to do in here. It's really would just be furnishing to make this just absolutely perfect.
Now, I love the fact that you can also not only use this as an office area, but this could be like the kids' fun room.
Exactly.
Yeah. It could be
Enclosed.
Or it could be like the little Zoom room school space, right? We talk about that a lot.
Now.
Now I'm gonna show you one of, I think, my favorite rooms in the home, and I love the floors, from the hardwood floors and then to the sunroom, where you have these lovely cracked brick floors. Just reminds me of a lot of wonderful memories at my grandmother's home. But nice bright sunroom and really great wood, kind of the old beadboard style walls, and I love the beams and the ceilings. All really great space, and newer windows that kind of nicely balance your access to the backyard.
Absolutely. And this would be a fun space to paint the ceilings, actually.
Oh,
This
that's a
would be
great
a
idea.
really fun one to paint the ceilings, play up these great architectural details that you have in here. And this is just such a sunny, bright room. I mean,
It
It
is.
just
It's the
is.
end of January. Look at all this natural light we have. And I'm just kind of thinking maybe at the bar we were talking about, you could put like your little Nespresso machine and have,
definitely,
a morning room and a drinks room.
definitely. Have your morning coffee.
And look at all this amazing storage at this end of the sunroom. Great for your entertaining. You can close it off if you would like to, and then all your storage for all your board games and fun stuff.
Yes.
So would you all like to go see the backyard?
Absolutely. I'll get the door. Oh, it's so nice out here, and I just love that this back lawn is kind of embraced by all the landscaping. You feel like you could have a couple different sitting areas, a sitting area on one side, and we've got the chicken coop right around the corner. You can free range your chickens. Yeah, I know, it's really nice and level, which again I think is great for entertaining and playing and having a great time. And we have this gorgeous camellia anchoring the house with all these balloons. It's just lovely. So just to give you some nuts and bolts again on the house, it is 3 bedrooms. 30
30
acres. And we've got the house, we've got storage, we've got another storage, we've got the pool cabana, and we've got the chicken coop. And there's some other features. We're going to do some filming of woods walks too.
We will do a wood walk, but there's also some lovely pecan trees on the property. There are fig trees on the property. There are 2 olive trees on the property. And there's there's grapevines where you have scumpernine and scumpanog and muscadine vineyards, and then you have some very healthy blueberry bushes in between those 2 vineyards. So
What a great place. I'm sure they've had
So
some
fun.
fun gatherings here.
yes, they
Yes.
have.
Okay, it is offered for sale. So it does have a list price associated. It's $445,000. It's about 10 minutes to town. I mean, it's so easy to get here, and you're really close to a lot of different equestrian venues. If you wanted to have if you wanted to have horses on the property and you wanted to haul out to the Vista or up to Paradise or Jumping Branch.
There's about 2 acres, so very ideal for 2 to 3 horses to have them on this side of the property. And then if you have someone who likes to hunt or enjoy creeks and water or wants a pond on their property, there's a great creek on the back of the property. You have wonderful wooded area with some timber value, which is always good to understand what that is. And then you have a nice flowing creek that runs to the right of the property and then back to a couple swimming holes. So those are fun, and we'll go take a look at those in just a little while.
Thank you for joining us for our Saturday Live or Later. Thank you,
Alexandria.
Alexandria.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
being
Thank
with
you.
us and for all your ideas. And we'll let you know where we're going to be next week sometime soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.